repping the squad.
Okay. You know I had to do it.
Do it for us. Come on.
You know I had to do it.
Looking
Hey
for
everybody. We
fun.
still got people rolling in here. Justin Floyd, Serenity, Faith, Nixon,
Hey,
Spike G. What's up, my bro? YG and Marty, Saved and Single, A Ray of Sunshine. Hello, Donald. Called to encourage. Hello. Hey everybody. Thank y'all for joining us on Focus Up Friday. I'm so excited. It's so good to see you. How are you doing today, beautiful?
Man, I'm feeling so blessed. I get to be in your presence. I get to talk that talk with you.
Yes.
It's so amazing. First of all, like seeing everybody coming in here, we appreciate you and how you just acknowledging everybody. You're just such a real one. I hope they recognize.
Yes. I mean, I like for people to feel like people. Like y'all are not just numbers in here. Y'all are real people. Y'all got names too. Hello, Eating Wested. Hello.
Come on. That's like the humbleness like that we have to continue to have about ourselves, like just humility for one another. That's just the beauty. That's just so beautiful.
Always. And that's something, we have this phrase in my investment group: humbleness, gratefulness, truthfulness. And I try to just keep those three in mind at all times. Humbleness, gratefulness, truthfulness at all times. Because it's beyond me, okay? It's beyond me. It's above me.
That gotta be in you though. Like people just running for money, but all those qualities that you said, like money cannot buy it.
Ever. It's not on you, it's in you. You said it. It's not on you, it's in you. That's a fact.
That's just a beautiful characteristic to have. I realize, like humbleness. You said truthfulness
and gratefulness.
Come on now. That's the cheat code. That's the cheat code.
Definitely. So thank you so much for coming on here, for being my first guest ever on Focus Up Fridays. And who better than Tera? Like, you are amazing. Like, I see everything that you're doing, Queen. Like, just from, I mean, we only met a couple years ago, maybe like 2 years ago or so. But already I've seen you grow and blossom like right before my eyes. It's a beautiful thing. Like even from your lock journey, it's just like, it's that, you know, that deep, like that deep rooted. You are really just growing so beautifully, from your podcast to being an author, a producer. You have a film on, is it on Amazon?
Yes.
Girl, just all over. Like, please just introduce yourself to anyone who may not know who you are, and we'll just get right into it.
Man, Amber, that was just so beautiful. Like, you don't understand how much I appreciate you, because I see your growth as well. Like, real recognize real. Sis, you putting in work, you been planting seeds, like just how humble you are and just how you just recognize people in general. It just doesn't go unnoticed. Your spirit is beautiful. I mean, you got the looks to match, but you know it's within. But how you just introduced me was just so amazing. I'm Tera Chantelle. I truly love just the experience that I get to connect with you, with everyone here today. So I'm just excited. Like, hey, we let the action speak for itself. We let the work itself. So I don't care about like the titles and all that stuff. I just had to like really let my imagination out to show the people what I have within me, what God has placed within me. So all these labels don't mean nothing for real. It's really about our spirit, and I try to nourish that fully and wholeheartedly.
I love it. And it shows. It really shows. So I named this Focus Up Friday. Well, obviously, because I wanted it to have like some type of alliteration with the F's. But I felt like with you being so heavy into self-care and so heavy into self-love, I really thought that was important, especially with us just starting a new year. what it means to focus on yourself, but not in a selfish way. Because we, you know, when we think of self, a lot of people think like you can be self-centered or, you know, out for yourself and not care about anybody else. But you have shown that like you can love yourself and love others as well. So like coming into this new year, what are some things that you're focusing on as far as self-love and self-care goes, you know, into play?
Yes, I feel like that is so important that we just unprogram ourselves, because how that negative aspect, like, oh, just because I'm caring about myself means I'm selfish. Not at all. I have to fill myself up in order to fill other people up. I have to treat myself with respect, and now I can respect other people because I took time to study myself and know myself. For this year, it's strictly discipline. It's strictly developing more self-control. I feel like how we are going to continue this success if we continue to stay disciplined in our lane and just stay focused on where we're going. We see exactly where we're headed. Like, we're not surprised at this moment, how you created your brand, how we created this moment right here. We've been working towards this to get to this moment. So this is not a shock. This is not a surprise. We've been planting the seeds, and that's all we have to do is just continue this momentum. I feel like we are winning. We can't let any distractions get us off course. You already know this life is a game, so they're gonna try to push our buttons. They're gonna try to control us, but we just got to control our thoughts and just be the master of our own reality.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you said that, because when we talked yesterday, that was like one of the first things you said. This life is a game. So tell me how you came to that realization that this is a game and we're just all playing. And I love it because you're so fun, you're so free. So, you know, a lot of times people take life so seriously, and end up beating themselves up about this and that and just are not living to the fullest. But with you saying it's a game, like how did you come to that?
I was just realizing, sis, just off of the manipulation with social media and the news. I don't watch TV. So, like, I truly am in my own bubble, but I see how it's controlling everybody, and everybody's acting like zombies, going off of what the news is telling them. It's just like one person say this and they just go with it. Nobody asks questions. Nobody is truly believing in themselves. And that's where the power lies. I feel like we got to trust ourselves and we got to believe in ourselves, and realizing before how this life is truly a game. I'm done being perfect. I was like, you know what? I'm done trying to please everybody and try to dim our light. We have to just shine. We have to know what God has placed in us. It sets us apart for a reason. We were meant and destined for greatness. We can't try to sabotage ourselves. That's what society tries to do for us. I remember in public school system, I used to get in trouble so much for talking. They used to put me in a corner. I used to have to sit by myself because I talk so much. Trying to dim our light on the early side, but that's what they would do to us on an early age. They would try to program us, try to make us feel less than ourselves, that we not enough. But guess what? Now we live in our dream, but we have to follow our intuition. We can't listen to what everybody else says about us. We can't put a cap on our gifts. When people try to tell us that we doing too much or you need to slow down, absolutely not. Do you know who you're talking to? Like, if you don't understand where I'm headed, you might have to just Google it. That's what we have to do. Google the answers. If you don't know, now you know. But that's how confident you really have to be about yourself and about what God has called you to do. And don't even play small out here. I'm like, hey, I'm done. I'm done with that.
I love it. I love it. And it's funny that you said that about with social media, we're all kind of like zombies, because I was watching and I really don't watch TV, but like every now and again, like I'll watch Netflix or something like that. And there was the reason that I watch this is because I like to watch podcasts. Like I like interviews and things like that. So on this one particular interview, Impact Theory, if you have never heard of it, definitely, yes. So I was watching an episode of Impact Theory, and one of the guests, I can't remember her name, but she was talking about this documentary that she watched on Netflix called, I think it's called The Social Dilemma. And it was literally showing us from the developers of like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, how they have designed these systems to literally program us. Like, you know, if they notice that we haven't been active, they will literally send us a notification. So and so has joined Telegram. So and so has joined Twitter. So and so liked this picture. And like, and you'll notice like that was like 5 hours ago. Why did I just get this notification? But they're doing it on purpose. Literally, so you can be they're manipulating us like little puppets on a string. It's ridiculous. So it's just so funny that you said that, because, and if you haven't watched it, definitely go watch it, because I'm sure you'll eat it up. But yeah, like it's real.
No, it's real. Just how they play with the algorithm, and just how about the liking system, how that plays with our self-esteem. And I realized, like, do you like you? As long as you like the picture, as long as you like the video, if you touch one person, that's all that matters. We don't have, it's really about quality over quantity. And we have to care just about the message that God put in us and just share it. Don't care about the numbers. But you know what? You know what I noticed? Like, everybody just wants to be seen, and like, nobody wants substance anymore. People just want to do what everybody is doing, but not following their heart and just caring about what everybody else is doing. And that's just going to get you down the path, you know, the wrong way, because I feel like just because everybody is doing something don't mean it's the right thing to do. I feel like they probably leading you the wrong pathway. If everybody, I don't want to be involved with
exactly. And something else that you said, and it kind of brought me back to, I had a Zoom call on Wednesday night. So on Wednesdays, I have Wake Up Wednesdays, and it's on Zoom, 8 p.m. And we kind of got into like the conversation about like how people are labeled as like crazy, or like have these I guess like mental illnesses, you know, that type of thing. And it's like, when you said that when you were in elementary school and, you know, you got in trouble for like talking too much, and it's like, that is literally how you make your living now. Like, that is your calling, that is your purpose, you know, to talk to people. And, you know, and it's just crazy. It's like at one point in time it was frowned upon, and it's like we just put each other in these boxes, and just like this, we have this whole societal structure that people are supposed to be a certain type of way. And like, obviously you have, you know, said, forget the norm, I'm gonna do what I do.
Man, that's when you really have to understand, like, you, because that was their agenda. I feel like just even in school though, realizing like I truly don't remember learning anything in the public school system, but like just to finesse my way to graduate.
Okay.
But they didn't teach us about self-development, about how to make money, about just loving ourselves, and knowing that I had to get out of that and just truly learn about me. Of course, going through different phases in life to just get to this point, had to be a mean girl, I had to be a bad girl, I had to party, get everything out of my system to really find my true identity. Because then, of course, like, the environment tries to manipulate us, and we try to go down the wrong path really off of your environment, because that can play such a huge role in who you are as a person. If you are around broke people, you already know you're gonna get broke. And if you're around people who are thinking wealthy, who are speaking about ideas, not gossiping, then that's where you're gonna lie. It's really about the company you keep. And some people don't want the best out of you and really are praying for your downfall. Not praying, but praying on your downfall. So when we have to like listen to that, like be mindful the truth and where people's heart lies. And that's what I try to really just touch bases on, is their spirit. I don't care about what you look like, who you are, how much money you got. what's your spirit looking like? That's
Mm.
all that matters. Because
Mhm.
until you know who you are, then you gonna just continue to fall in line and just be a follower. Because that's what they created, is for us to be workers, not to tap into our gifts like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you said something interesting, because when you become like awakened, or you know, come to know yourself, it's kind of like, it becomes um you may be like a conspiracy theorist, like they, you know, they don't want us to win. It's just like, who is they? And it's like, people who are still sleeping, they don't really understand that, you know what I'm saying? And like, you have to have a certain level of discernment. So like, what has been your journey as far as, you know, understanding that life is more than what this veil is that's in front of us?
Ooh, man, my journey was when I lost my best friend. It was like 3 years ago. Like
I'm
someone,
sorry.
hey, we all gotta die. Like realizing that it's bigger than this. Like our physical body is just a vehicle to live this journey and to experience. And realizing when he passed away, he ain't take nothing with him. He ain't take nothing with him. Like seeing that right before my eyes, I'm like, wow, none of this matters. What is
Mm.
temporary? You can't take it with us. We are just bumping into each other, just running in a rat race, just bumping into each other, trying to get coins. In reality, it truly doesn't matter. I understand that's where they set this life up so we can survive, but truly, what matters is the unseen. And we have to embrace the unknown because we don't truly know how we gonna get there. But trust me, it's gonna happen. But you just gotta trust the process and trust the journey and know that every lesson that happens on it is for God to teach us that. We can't be so down and like, oh, why did this happen? We have to just like do a mind shift and just be like, what opportunity comes from that? It was truly like impactful, like truly, just being more conscious and more aware, because once you are aware of your surroundings, you can no longer be ignorant. Like
Mm.
at all. And of course, like how they try to label you as a conspiracy theorist when you question everything and you're not falling for the okie doke anymore. That was for you to just stay in your place so you can be hush hush, keep it on the low. Because you don't want to wake everybody else up now.
Mm.
Of course, we're gonna be called crazy because we're not following suit, we're not following in line. And that's okay to be different. That's okay to just be a lone wolf sometimes, because I already know I'm an old soul. I truly just don't do what this era is doing right now. It's truly because I have morals, I have integrity, that I'm just not about to fold, and I'm not about to just think just because it's cool, and it's truly not. Because I'm trying to take care of my spirit. I don't want to do this again. Like,
Mm.
honestly, like the way they say
Wow.
heaven or hell. So I'm trying to get this right the first time, so I can just continue to thrive. My spirit can continue to go up from here. But if not, the lessons are going to keep getting presented to you until you pass the test. You're going to keep being in the same classroom until you pass the test. And just being mindful of that. Just pass the test the first time. Make good decisions the first time in your life. So then you can just be a responsible human being, honestly.
I love that. You say, I don't want to do this again. Okay.
Man, our ancestors tried to warn us about this, and we just like really like listen to what they've been telling us all along, because nothing new is under the sun. Like they told us, they warned us. Like, I'm not surprised what's going down in this world. I truly believe that God was preparing us for this moment, but we just had to be aware. And that's beautiful how you got ownership all day. Like, you seen, now you're not dependent on nobody. It's not a coincidence that you have ownership and you have built your brand to get in position. So it's not phasing us what's truly going on, because God truly been preparing us for this moment. Stay ready so you don't gotta get ready.
Period. Period. So what is your process like, as far as when it comes to, because you are creative, you create podcasts, you've created films, books. So like, what is your process to kind of hone out or hone in on what you're doing and kind of zone out of what's going on in this world? Because we know we're not of this world. So what's that like for you?
Oh, I'm about to keep it to y'all so real right now. I don't have sex. So all my creative energy, my sexual energy goes to my creative energy. That's why I'm able to bust out everything. My vision is not blurred. I can see clearly. I'm not digmatized out here. So that's why for what it is. And all my energy is going to create something special. And I understand, like, hey, how this body is our temple. I can't have everybody up in my vehicle. I can't have everybody up in my vehicle. We have to get back to our childlike imagination. Once it's there, nobody can take away your imagination. So you can manifest it to reality. So that's why I'm able to write. I'm able to have these type of dialogues. I literally just filmed a podcast before we did this and edited and everything because I'm just so lasered in. I'm so focused. I don't got no distractions my way. So it's much easier just to put all my energy into what God has placed in me. That's just the honest truth. Honestly, I really believe if you truly want to be successful, you got to sacrifice. You really got to sacrifice. And all this is just flesh.
That is so powerful, what you just said. And it takes so much courage because, I mean, it's 2021 now, and it's like we see it everywhere. We see sex, we see, things of the flesh, like all over the place. And it's like, for you to take that stance on your life and like really take control of your life, like, that's so admirable. Like, girl, amazing. Amazing.
It's truly mind over matter, because I believe if you really put your mind to it, and of course you're going to get tested because we still like fleshly in our desires, but if you take control and have the discipline for your life, then you are going to meet your success. You just got to continue to walk into it. Just have the faith, even though you can't see everything what is supposed to be lined up. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, if you are obedient, you're gonna get there. Just trust it. Maybe not on your time, you feel me, but on God's time, it's gonna happen.
Absolutely. Will Smith, he's like my favorite actor, but he said discipline is the highest form of self-care or self-love. So what is your take on that?
Girl, you know he a Libra too.
I love him. I really feel like that's my dad. Like, my last name Smith too. Like,
hey, meant to be. Literally, like, you see his greatness. Like, it was like, it's destined just for our Libra energy. I just believed it. Like, just how likable we are, how creative we are. Just our energy is so deep. We keep the balance out here. Yes. But I believe that. I really believe if you are disciplined with yourself, like learning about yourself, studying yourself, mastering yourself, then you can master everything. More and more as I gather this information, I realize I truly don't know it all. And I want to just continue to be a student at life. But that's why I listen like a lot to my elders, to when people are just talking to me and giving me game, I listen more than I talk. Hey, it's not about who knows this and who's right or wrong, because it's all subjective. You know, it's just you're going to have repercussions at the end of the day, whatever decisions that you make. But it's all subjective. So it's no true right or wrong answer in this life. And understanding that, I'm so able to just listen to what I am being told and being okay with that. I don't have to be right. And that's what I just admit that off rip. Learning that, I just want to continue just to be a student. Like, hey, teach me the game, sis. Yes. Teach me.
I love that. Like, and that goes back to humbleness, gratefulness, truthfulness. Because a lot of people are out here thinking they know it all and falling flat every single time. So,
yo, it's the ego. It really has to be the ego that we are living in right now, thinking we have to be right. Like, we have to just be looked at as important. I mean, God already gave us the credentials to be important. You got to know that you are important. You can't just wait for approval in this world to feel important. You got to know that within yourself, no matter what, whatever anybody is saying, even if they don't even notice your importance. And that's what we just got to really just tap into ourselves. Like, I'm telling you, if once I did that, I truly am not phased by the likes on social media. Like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I'm still gonna continue to bust out this content. I'm still gonna continue to show my legacy. I'm still gonna continue to shine my light, even if it's too bright.
Oh, even if it's too bright. And we talked about this yesterday, and my mom's actually on the call.
Yes,
I was telling you, she always gets on me about me dimming my light. And I'm like, she does the same thing. She's like, should I post this? And I'm like, girl, if you don't go out there and be yourself.
We be knowing what we should be doing. Like,
right.
We be knowing all the answers when we ask someone. But we got to just, like, truly just go with it. Not even think twice about it. The first answer was right the first time. Like, that first gut intuition feeling was right the first time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So for somebody who is new to this whole self-love phase or, you know, fad that's going on, everybody's talking about it. You know, I'm a hot girl, I'm a city girl, you know, whatever the case may be. But I do feel like maybe I need to tap into myself a little bit more. What are some things that you can, or some advice that you can give to someone who's just starting on their self-care journey?
Man, the first thing I would have to let them be known that it is ugly. Like, just the healing process is ugly. It's not going to be all bubble baths and rainbows. You know, I think people think like self-care is just getting in the bubble bath and doing facial and getting yourself. That ain't it. It's the mind work. It's the mind shift that has to be created. It's like the discipline that you have to create within yourself. It's not just the physical. It's like the mental, the emotional. We got baggage on us and we don't even know it. We got trauma on it. We don't even know it. So we have to just like let it out. We got to sometimes scream it out. Hey, I cry every day. Like, if the tears come out, it's come out. I let it out though. And I just embrace how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like upset for a moment, I never have a bad day. I may have a bad moment, but I'm never going to have a bad day. So being able to just have that emotional intelligence to unlock how I'm feeling and be like, okay, let me snap out of it and keep it moving. It's okay to feel this, but I continue to keep going up. And it's so powerful just off of the words we speak. We have to continue to speak life over ourselves, be gentle with our words, be mindful of our words. Never say, oh, just my little show, just my little podcast. Absolutely not. When I hear somebody say that to me, oh, I shut it down because we're not about to belittle the accomplishments. We're not about to do that. Because ain't nothing little over here. And we got to shut it down and be mindful of just the words and even how other people may speak to you as well. Power in the tongue is real. So I just fully focus on how I'm speaking to people, how I'm speaking to myself. Make sure I'm talking to myself with love, looking in the mirror, telling my old Tera, not old Tera, young Tera, I'm proud of you, because we still got our little child in here. Even though we have grown up to be beautiful women, we got to tell our little child, I'm proud of you. Mm-hmm. Man, I do not be ashamed to let it be known. I be crying every day, y'all. I be letting that out.
I love it because I'm such a crybaby. Like, I will cry at the drop of a dime. Like, I literally, like, this was a couple days ago. I went to my boyfriend and I was like, I just feel like I need to cry. And I just started crying. Like, it's so important. Seriously. Seriously. It's cleansing. It really is. I mean, because we're made of 90% of water or something. Like, we got to let it go.
Right. And that's what I be feeling so bad for people who saying they never cry. that's like built up anger. Like that can really play with you and lead to depression. Let it out, embrace the tears, wipe it off, and just keep it moving. You just gotta
Yes.
have the power in letting it go.
Yes. So that brings me to my next question, because I've seen this term lately, toxic positivity. And I'm like, how can you be positive and toxic? What is that? So apparently, toxic positivity is when, instead of feeling your feelings, or instead of acknowledging any negative feelings that you may have, you automatically say, positive vibes only, like, forget that, I'm not worried, just kick all the negative emotions or whatever out the door. So, like, how do you, in a healthy way, embrace your negative emotions without getting into like a woe is me, or just feeling bad for yourself? Like, how do you give yourself like a time limit? Like, I'm gonna feel this for this amount of time, or how do you work through that so you're not toxic with your positivity?
Man, I remember, like, it was actually this month. We gotta pay rent every month, and I had to pay rent at Walmart, and I ended up going back to make sure it went through, everything went through, and I looked online, it's still saying the same amount, and I'm like, I paid for this, I'm not gonna have to pay this again.
You got your receipts.
Right, yes, I have my receipts, so I'm like, and I'm not even about to trip. Because they was closed anyway, because it was the new year, so they closed on the holiday. So of course, like, those type of things, our mind will play tricks on us. My mind was telling me, oh, you're gonna have to pay it again. You just, the devil talking. And be mindful of the self-talk. I have to shut it down. So you know what I ended up doing? I'm like, you know what? You have to be able to realize I have to control what I can control. I can't control this software, this system. I have my receipts. I'm responsible for my receipt, and I was responsible, and I paid my rent. So all I can do is focus on what I have done, not what everybody else is doing and trying to fix them. So I ended up taking a nap because I'm like, because our mind tries to race. Our mind tries to tell us that we are not enough, that we are just self-sabotaging ourselves. Sometimes you're just gonna have to take a nap and wake back up and just back at it again. Like, just rather it's meditation, rather it's shutting off the noise, rather you just taking a moment to cry and to scream. I take naps. When I wake up, now I know it's a better day, or it's another better afternoon. So I have to just keep on pushing. But I cannot have my mind try to play tricks on me. That's our subconscious mind trying to dilute us into our conscious mind. So I have to control my thoughts. And once we can control our thoughts, then it's over with.
I love it. So, my mom asked in the chat, do you have pity parties?
Oh, pity party. Man, no. We do be celebrating. I definitely just, the only pity party I be having is just celebrating, like, the small wins, like, just the achievements of rather winning a festival, posting a podcast, like making a good food, and just treating myself, because understanding this journey is truly a journey. It's a process, and that's like the beauty of it, I feel like. So we have to just continue to celebrate our small wins. We should, like, have that type of party, not like the pity party and just upset about things we can't even control, because it's truly out of our control. So I be just trying to celebrate, like, our small wins, like not being so hard on ourselves, like feeling like, oh, I'm not doing enough. And that's where comparison lies. We are doing enough. We are enough, and we really doing the damn thing. I just want you to know, like, we really doing it. Like, we really popping in real life. So we got to give ourselves credit. We got to give ourselves flowers. We can't wait for somebody to buy us flowers. Buy yourself some flowers, because you know you deserve it.
I love this. And let me just repeat so I can make sure that I heard you correctly. So whenever you're having a moment where you're feeling down on yourself, or you're getting to that point where, you know, oh, you made a mistake, or something didn't come out the way that you wanted to, or you're in whatever situation, instead of being, you know, depressed about that, or just, you know, giving too much energy to that, you focus on something positive, something small that you did today, or, you know, in general, and you celebrate that.
Yes, we gotta celebrate the small wins. Whether you went to yoga today, whether you made a sale today. Like yesterday, I made my first sale on this toothpaste that I sell on Etsy. I was just so proud of myself.
Congratulations, girl. Shout out to you. Your teeth white. Your teeth so white. I was really looking like, hey, her teeth, I need to get this together.
Your teeth popping. Stop playing. Stop playing and just celebrating that. Like, we don't really know what we doing, honestly. Like, we just learning as we go and just understanding, like, wow, I did that today. I'm proud of myself today because I learned something new each and every day. We be sometimes so focused on the destination, and where is the destination? Because I feel like my destination is meeting the Lord. So, like, us living our dream every single day is truly amazing. Like, we get to do this. We're in control of our time. And that is powerful. We have our freedom. So I love it here. I really do.
I say that all the time. I love it here.
Man, because you are just a grateful spirit. You are grateful. You see the positive in this life. Everybody complaining about Corona this, Corona that. It's just the worst year ever. It's been bad. Ain't nothing. We've been suffering. So ain't nothing new. I feel like people just using Corona as another excuse to reason why they not doing what they supposed to be doing.
Woo! Sheesh! Girl, if that ain't the truth.
For real, they've been complaining all this time, but then when people telling me they get unemployment this, unemployment that, I'm like, your bills getting paid, you getting free money, and you still sitting on the couch? You still sitting on the couch, you getting free money. You could have been starting something. You could have been doing something. It's you versus you. You are sitting in your own way, not Corona. Not Corona.
Girl. Preach, my mama in the chat said, preach. Yes. So, and this kind of goes back to something you were talking about earlier. And this was another question my mom asked. How do you choose your tribe? Because you said this earlier, when you're around broke people, you'll be broke. When you're around wealthy people, I mean, what's the saying? If you hang around 6 millionaires or 5 millionaires, you'll become the 6. If you hang around, you know. So how do you gravitate towards your tribe? How do you find your tribe? How do you recognize your tribe?
Yes, man. When I first came down to Atlanta, like, I went straight to work. So just meeting people on set, like meeting people doing what I'm loving to do, meeting people just as hungry as I am. So I feel like it's so important to do what you love, and that's how you're going to meet people. If you don't like clubbing, then you're not going to meet the right people. You got to meet people who are doing something with their life and that are in their purpose and that staying in their own lane. So now they're not going to be intimidated by your success because we all succeeding. Like, they're going to be clapping for you. They're going to want to see you win because y'all met doing what y'all both love to do. So I strictly, like, try to meet people doing what I love to do. And that's how, like, amazing friendships unfold. Like, amazing relationships are being built. And then opportunity after opportunity, because we all staying in our own lane. We all got this to do. We all got that to do. So let's collaborate.
Yeah.
And now we're not in competition. We collaborate, and that's what it has to be about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When did you come to Atlanta?
I think like 4 years ago. It's been, man, but you're born and raised in Atlanta.
Yes, I am. I'm a Georgia peach.
How you like it here? Are you staying, like, is this home, or are you going?
I mean, I love it, but I don't know. I go through phases where I'm like, I want to live in a big city, or I want to live in LA, or I mean, I really feel like eventually I'm just gonna have spots all over the place because I don't really like to sit still.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. I mean, I love Atlanta though. Like, it's nothing like it. It's home. Nothing
Yeah.
like it. So.
Man, I have never seen this many black people. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
like coming here made me truly appreciate just the color of our skin, just
Mm-hmm.
our greatness, our power, our excellence. Like, I'm more black than ever. Like, I really love. I'm
It's
like,
funny. It's funny that you say that because I feel kind of spoiled because I didn't realize that there were so many black people here until I went somewhere where there weren't that many black people. Like this was 2017. I went to Columbus, Ohio to film, and I was the only black person on set. I think there was like one extra who's black, but like I was the only black person in the movie. In Columbus, I may have seen a couple here and there. Like I was literally on Instagram, like trying to find black girls in Columbus. Like it was not working out. So it really made me appreciate what I have here because we all over the place. Like, and we all think we celebrities. We all, we all are just
and
a
everybody
reality star in our own mind.
in our own mind, we are the movie star. No, but and it's feel the ownership though. It's so easy to support black here and buy black. And if we
Mm-hmm.
really want to take over, that's how it has to be. Just have our money circulating the community.
Mm-hmm.
It really
Absolutely.
is a community out here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you that brought me back to something that you were talking about earlier because like in the school system, we don't learn about credit, we don't learn about investing, we don't learn about anything financial like besides how to add and subtract. Like we learn M plus B equals like what am I
It's
going to do with that?
clear.
It's
Literally,
crazy.
it's clear. You said, what am I going to do with that? Nothing. You ain't doing nothing with it.
What am I gonna do with that? Like it's crazy. So as far as being a black business owner, how has that journey been for you? Like was it scary to start out? Because we are the minority. I mean we running things now, but like what was that journey like for you getting started?
Wow, just how you said about like the public school system, how they didn't teach us how to be business owners. So we all new in this game. We all like really don't know what to do and just learning. Hey, YouTube University is my best friend. Like, YouTube be teaching me the game and not being afraid to ask for help. Like I have virtual mentors, virtual coaches that pours into me. So now I'm just a better person because we can't do this alone. Like at all. So we have to physically get prepared mentally, emotionally, like to get in this battlefield of having ownership. It's gonna be nights where you're not gonna have your full 8 hours, but sleeping is so important. Like you're not going to be able to go here, go there because you are sacrificing. You gotta save money. You are planting your seeds for your business because you see the fruits of your labor. Not now, it's not coming out the soil just yet, but it's coming. But you have to just continue to have this momentum and truly trust the process. I feel like that's the most important thing. Like you really just have to have multiple streams of income, even if like being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. Just make sure you got multiple streams of income because nothing is safe out here.
Mm-hmm.
One stream of income can cut you off. And but you flowing in other different areas and other different avenues, but it's all about like creating the opportunity now. Like you just gotta create it. You can make money off of your phone. You know that. Like first you like use it to your advantage. Like don't let social media use you. Use social media. And that's all it has to be. Like use these things as a tool. Just don't let it manipulate and use you. So it's just truly about creating the opportunity now and seizing it and embracing it and collaborating.
Absolutely. I love that. It's not often that you see us asking for help. I don't know if it's our ego or, trauma that's centuries old. But what is your advice to somebody who is looking to start a business or start a podcast or write a book, or a film, and they don't know where to start?
Hey, I'll get you right. No,
Tara said, "Come to me."
literally, I will pour into you, give you the game, whatever you need. But we really got to put our pride aside and our ego aside, because God put this message in your heart, put this assignment on you, and somebody got your blessing. You just got to continue to ask, and you shall get. Honestly, knock, the door shall answer for you. It will open up for you if you just have faith and believe in yourself and ask the right questions. So don't be afraid off of your potential. That's what society has tried to manipulate in our head to make it seem like, oh, but how am I going to do this? And what if this don't go right? Everything is not going to go right, but you just got to start small. Start with where you at. Start with recording on your phone. Start with just speaking off of your truth. Like, you just got to start where you're at with what you got and embrace what you have within yourself. Like, it's so beautiful starting small. Like, the Amazon story. He started in his garage. Like, he didn't start with the big old Amazon. But we have to understand, like, this is a process. Like, this is a process. This is a journey. Nipsey said it best. It's a marathon, baby. So, like, embrace the small wins. Take baby steps, because it equals to progress. So I feel like just doing small things every day. I try to create a to-do list of what I got to do today. You was on my to-do list today, Amber. We got to do it. I'm going to celebrate this win. I have a coaching call. I had to edit the podcast. Just different things like that is going to equal to my bigger picture in the long term. I know what I see from myself in the end. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I truly am embracing that I don't know how. Mm-hmm. I don't know how, and I'm truly embracing that, and I'm going to let this journey flow to how it flows, but I'm going to stay in a blissful state regardless, because I understand that I am in control of this, and nothing and no one can get in the way unless I allow them to get in the way.
That's super powerful, and that's something that I remind myself of often. Like, the how is not my business. I need to know what, and I act on it. How, that's God. That don't got nothing to do with me.
Man.
Nothing to do with me. Seriously. And it's something that I've been guilty of myself. Just like, I call myself a perfectionist, and I had a call on Monday on Clubhouse with Tera Johnson. She's a serial dream coach, and she was saying perfectionism is just stagnation. You're not a perfectionist, you're just stagnant. And I've literally been a victim of my perfectionism keeping me paralyzed, like not moving, not acting, just because I have this big dream, this big picture in my mind of what I want to happen, what I want to be. And it's like, how do I get there? Like, what's the first step? But it's literally just take the first step, decide, or, think, what's the first thing I need to do? Mix it up Mondays. Exactly. What's the first thing I need to do, and do it. And then when you do that, do the next one. And then when you do that, do the next step. So, absolutely.
What does perfection look like to you?
What is perfection? God? Life? Like, life is so complex in itself. It's like, how do you even say that that's perfect? Because if you look at a cell, if you look at a tree, a root system, if you look at, like, we all kind of have that same kind of molecular outline. It's kind of all like made the same, but it's so weird. Like, it's all these different lines. They don't have any real meaning. It's like, what really is that? But then it creates us. And then now I'm here from this little atom. It's like, what is that? So, I mean, Perfection is life. I mean, we're all created in God's image. Or we are all created in God's image. I don't know. What's your definition of perfection?
Man, because I found that as well. Like, I was trying to be perfect. I didn't want to slip up on my words. I didn't want to mispronounce something. I didn't want to pause. And I'm just like, we are perfect. Like, we are unique. We are little gods out here. Like,
Little guys.
we can't do no wrong. So I'm like, wow, we really like have this chip in our head, like, oh, everything has to be perfect, but we don't even know what perfection really looks like. But it is God, like you said, it's really God. It really is God. So we can
We is God.
Man, I'm telling you, that's the power.
Perfection looks like you and me.
But this is what perfection is, like, just embrace a beautiful journey.
I love it. I love it. I love you so much.
I love you too, Amber.
This was amazing. Thank you everybody for hopping on here. Thank you for everybody who was asking questions, who was typing in the chats, everybody who stayed for the full conversation with Tera and myself. Tera, if you have any words that you want to leave with anyone, any plugs you want to plug in, go ahead and do your thing, girl. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. And we're definitely going to do this again.
I appreciate you. Just off of what you have created with Brown Beauty, like, just the meaning behind it means so much to us as Black women. How you see us and how you just want to let us flourish. You want to let us shine by how we using our brains out here and using our beauty. Like, we can do it all. We can be whoever we want to be. We don't have to label ourselves. We don't have to play small out here. And I just want to remind you, family, don't play small. Don't let nobody put a cap on your gifts. We all came here to clean up a mess. Whether you got your own mess, whether you got to clean up your family's mess or the community. But we got to just worry about our own mess so we can leave this world a better place than we came here. So I just appreciate you so much, Amber. Just off of our friendship. Hey, we going to the top. I mean, let's just continue to keep this same momentum. Just continue to stay consistent, because that's just the key to success. Is consistent.
Absolutely. So someone asked, how can we get in contact?
Oh man, connect with me on Instagram, Twitter. Appreciate what you creating and the value just giving us. Like, we just gotta continue to let this light shine.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Amber, so much.